What's up YouTube? It's your girl Shan from EV and Chill, and if you caught my last video, you know that we traded in our R1T for this beauty right here. Yes, this gorgeous Cybertruck, almost as pretty as me, but not quite. But we've had this thing for 10 months now. We've put some serious miles on it. We've tested it out with the whole family. So in this video, we're gonna do a little bit of a deeper dive. I'll share with you my likes and my dislikes. You let me know if you agree or not. But if you are a fan of EVs, go ahead, smash that like button, and let's get into it. So let's start off with what I'm loving. And of course, people, I judge a book by its cover. I'm loving the looks. This thing, it is a showstopper, people. Love it or hate it, you're gonna stop and stare. I love the angular design here. I love how it's cut out around the wheels. And these 20-inch core wheels, people, these things are amazing. Okay, look how much less rim there is. Normally curbs are like a magnet to me, like curb rash, that just goes hand in hand with me. But people, I don't even have curb rash on these wheels because look at how much tire there is. Those tires are meaty and I love that. And honestly, my husband loves that too. But this one looks amazing. Look at that. Okay, but when I am rolling down the street in this thing, especially with the PPF, okay, and the sun is coming out, so you might start to see it get a little iridescent rainbowy here. When I'm rolling down the street in this thing, people, I am loving the attention. It looks like a rolling spaceship, am I right? Look at that thing. So the PPF, it really does just bump it up a notch here. And when it's cloudy out, like it is right now, the cloud is blocking the sun, when it's cloudy out, it looks more like steel gray. And then when the sun comes back out, ooh, perfect timing. Then you can kind of start to see the rainbow effect come into play. So that's what I love so much. And I'm gonna touch on the cant rails again in just a minute, but let's keep going with other things that I love here. Now that we're on the inside of the car, let me talk about some of my favorite things up here. And number one, people, as I'm sitting in the driver's seat, just the ride itself, it is so smooth. It is like gliding on butter. And that's thanks to the adaptive suspension. And as I'm sitting here in the driver's seat, you can't help but look at the screen. Y'all, this is an 18.5-inch screen. I'm gonna show you something that's 9.4 inches in a second. And I'm not talking about my husband. Yeah, okay, back to the screen here. So this screen here, 18.5 inches. Let's just take a hot second to appreciate that. Because growing up, people, when I was finally old enough to have my own TV in my room, which I was allowed to watch 3 channels, and I was so excited that I could finally watch Nick at Night in my own room. That was such a big deal. And it was just so exciting to watch Full House and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on a 10-inch screen. People, it was tiny. It was real small. So this thing, again, bigger than the TV that I had in my room growing up. So I'm loving the tech that we have on this screen here. Now let me pop in the back and show you that thing that's 9.4 inches. Here's the 9.4-inch screen that my boys love. We have a 7-year-old who sits in this booster here, and then we have a 2-year-old who sits in this chair here. And when we go on road trips, they are watching movies. They're watching Netflix, YouTube, Hulu. We don't do too much in the Tesla tutorials, but that's nice to have that option there. And we don't do too much with Twitch, but what we do, I said do. What we do is we hook up our PS5 controllers so they can play all the games. They love to play Beach Buggy. We do that when we're on road trips, when we're stopping to supercharge. Honestly, it is nice just to put on a movie and they can be quiet for the next 2 hours. That's what we did on our way to Myrtle Beach for spring break. We hopped in the car, they watched a few movies. We had some peace and quiet in the front seat. It was great. And real quick, okay, this brings me back to my childhood going on road trips with my family because we had, what was it? The Town and Country van in a candy apple red color. And I remember when we finally got the TV/VHS combo, and it would sit in between the driver and the passenger seat on the floor, and we'd have to pop in our VHS tapes to it. People, I sound like I was born in the 1900s, and I was. But that was high tech to us, and so now this is next level. So I love this. And talking about listening to movies and music and games, people, of course we have to hear it, right? So I have to talk about how amazing the sound quality is. Y'all, people, it is loud, it's crisp, it's super clear. I wish I could play something for you right now, but you know, those pesky copyright rules won't let me do that. So just take my word for it. Sound system, thumbs up, 5 stars, would definitely recommend. And another thing we love is the roominess. Again, you know I have got 2 kids here. There is plenty of legroom back here for both of them. We can fit all of their toys, all of their stuff. My husband and I have plenty of room in the front. You can see I've even got some Amazon returns ready to go right now. So plenty of room for that, which is a plus. Now let's open up, let me show you the frunk here. We'll pop that baby open. And now the frunk area, usually that's designated for things. We have like a med kit that we always have with us, just in case. You never know what's gonna happen. And then we have a toolkit here. We used to have an air compressor with us, just in case like flat tire or something like that. But I took it out to blow up some inflatable toys for my kids, so I better put it back in real quick. Let me show you the vault, which is just fun to say, right? It's like I work at a bank. Let me show you what's inside my vault. My husband gets to see all the time. Okay, back here, again, plenty of storage space, way better than the cramped Rivian, which again, I love the Rivian, it just didn't work for us. And of course, don't forget, we've got the sub trunk. I was moving some furniture, so I've got the blankets in there still, but plenty of room. So I say the more room, the better. I mean, we're Americans, right? I want it supersize my room, and that's what we got in this Cybertruck. And as great as the Cybertruck is and all the awesome things it has to offer, I have to talk about one of the most important things, because it is a vehicle. I have to talk about reliability. And out of, oh gosh, the 14 vehicles that my husband and I have owned since we've been married, Teslas have been consistently like top shelf when it comes to reliability. They're always dependable, always super consistent. And this Cybertruck is no different. So again, like reliability with the Cybertruck has been stellar. Like honestly, the only issue we've had with this vehicle is with the cant rails. And let's talk about that for a second. Yeah, so these cant rails up here, can you see them? There we go. So when we bought the Tesla, like shortly after, we got a letter in the mail saying that there was like the cant rail recall, right? The adhesive just wasn't like sticking on really well, and they were kind of like not on securely. I guess that'd be a good way to say it. Also, look at how the rainbow effect is totally popping right now. Oh my gosh, how does that go with my eyes? Okay, cant rails. So yeah, so we knew that the recall was happening. We knew they were gonna get replaced. So we thought ahead. Hey, my husband is so smart. Okay, we put the PPF on ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean him. So we put it on ourselves, but since we knew the cant rails were gonna be like redone, we actually just put on like a basic black PPF, which actually looked kind of cool, like a blacked out effect on top. I'll show you a photo of that here, right there. So we had the black PPF on the cant rails. Once Tesla did their thing and we got the recall taken care of, then we took the color PPF that we had saved, and then we were able to like finish her off. So totally looks amazing. It actually even looked way cooler. We actually had, let me show you like the front windshield here. We had the front windshield like tinted, and then we had these side mirrors, like the front, we had this little triangle, and then the driver and the passenger, we had them like match tint to the back. And again, the windshield was tinted also. It looked amazing. It looked so bad just driving down the road. But see, what had happened was someone got pulled over by the popo. It was me. I'll have to make that its own video, because y'all, it's actually pretty tragic. I got pulled over and they had us remove our tent. The popo in Virginia, they don't play people, and they really don't like their tent. They are against having cool cars on the road. So I'll talk about that in a later video. But yeah, the cant rails, and actually as I'm thinking of it, we've had such a good experience with like the stainless steel that's under the PPF, like no more door dings. I'm not worried about things messing up the vehicle. I can park next to people in the parking lot and have peace of mind that they're not really going to ding my door. Honestly, my car will probably do more damage to them. But the only issue that we have had, you'll see right here, this was my bad, people. It was winter and there was like a pile of ice, and I thought it was snow, but it was ice. And so you'll see on this side, like we've got the little mud flap here. On this side, I had run over that pile of ice and it totally took that mud flap off. So again, those are the only two issues, right? That mud flap there and the cant rails, which was a recall. The mud flap thing, that was my own doing. So my bad. But other than that, again, like phenomenal experience. No other issues in 10 months. All right, now just one last thing that I love before we get into like the dislikes here. What I love is the steer by wire. This squircle yoke here, which that's just a fun word to say, right? Squircle. It's really nice. It took kind of like no time getting used to. So the rear wheels will turn too when I turn the wheel. So I don't have to go like hand over hand anymore, you know, like how you would on like a traditional kind of truck. I can just do easy one-handed driving, and I know the truck is gonna turn easy breezy. So steer by wire has honestly been really a game changer that I didn't think it was gonna be. It kind of took me by surprise. And again, just like the shape of the yoke, again, I just think that's really fun. And now let's take a minute to talk about my dislikes. And honestly, the list of dislikes is really short, but what's on that list, I think is fairly substantial. So you might remember when they first like debuted the Cybertrucks, the price points were supposed to be substantially different. Like this Cybertruck here was supposed to be for about like 50K. I ended up paying $79,000 for this. So that gap in price honestly kind of stings my wallet a little bit, and stings my heart. So not a huge fan of that. You also might remember like the Cyber Beast, that was supposed to be for around like 60K, and I think it is obviously substantially more by now. Had they stuck with those original prices, like I would have just gone for the Cyber Beast. Okay, which speaking of like what was supposed to have had happened, let's talk about mileage. We are not getting what was initially estimated, right? Like initially they said like, oh, you could go like about 500 miles. Au contraire, my friend. We have a range of like 320 miles on here. Let's see what I've got right now. I'm at 47%. I could go 149 miles. So again, 320, like all of our EVs that we've had have had a range of, I think, of at least 300 miles. So 320, again, like that's good. We will take it. But having a range of 500 miles, like had we had the Cyber Beast, like that would have been just so much more freedom. It just would have been nicer. And then I think on this level, I think they said it'd be around a range of like maybe 400 miles, I think. If I'm wrong, drop a comment below. But I think they said this one was supposed to have had a range of about 400. So 320, again, wish we had more, but we'll take what we can get. And I'm pretty happy with this. And while we're sitting up here, let's just keep going with it and let's talk about the mirror. Okay, this one here, for the most part, it's probably fairly useless. Like, this is our mirror, essentially. What we're seeing on the screen here, that is our mirror. And it is cool that you can, like, zoom in and zoom out and stuff. Like, that is really nice. But this one is essentially, again, kind of useless, probably for most people. So basically, I've taken advantage of having like two mirrors here. This one I have trained on my 2-year-old seat, so I can always watch what he's doing. And then this one is for the road. Now, I do wish, honestly, that like either this mirror was bigger and was more functional, or they could just take this screen and just put that screen in the mirror. I think that would have just been easier because you're already so used to looking there. It would have made the mirror actually more functional. So I think that would have just been like an idea that could have been implemented differently. And the last thing, and I don't even want to put it as like a dislike, it is more of a challenge though, for sure. But some people might not have the same experience, and that is parking. Okay, parking in our garage, I mentioned it in our last video, I'm gonna mention it again because it is kind of a big deal, but parking can be tight. When we park in our garage, like there is literally people like a 1/2 inch clearance in the front and the back. Like the garage door is like barely coming over the front. Like there's that much room. Like when we pull it in, like we have to make the bumper like kiss the wall, like literally kiss the wall so we can close our garage door on the other side. So that has definitely been a challenge for me. Again, I just have my husband do it because, again, like I said, he's used to fitting big things in tight spaces. So he's really good at that. I don't park in our garage that much unless I have to. But some people might just have like maybe a massive garage, or I don't know, maybe that might not be an issue for other people. For us, that has kind of like come up a few times, like repeatedly. So yeah, I think that is actually kind of my list of dislikes right now. I'll keep you updated if anything changes. If there's something you love that I missed or something that you don't love that I didn't get to, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. I read every single comment, so I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, that is all I've got for you right now. Mostly things that I love about the Cybertruck, a small list of things that could use improvement for sure. But that's all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you get more of me. That's all I've got. I'll catch you next time.